Hi everyone, today we're going to be cooking my latest concoction, latest and greatest concoction, the Scallion Pancake Birria Taco. This is an Asian Mexican fusion Birria Taco and it was absolutely delicious. So let's get into the recipe. The first thing you're going to do is cut about 3 pounds of chuck roast beef and salt and pepper it generously. And we're going to just let this beef sit for a little bit while the salt and pepper gets absorbed into the meat. Now we're going to roast our peppers. These are the Mexican peppers used for birria. So I use 5 guajillo peppers, 5 ancho peppers, and 2 arbol peppers. Arbol is very spicy, so for my birria I only use 2. After you're done roasting it for a while, you're going to add some hot water and also a cup of beef stock and let the peppers rehydrate. While the peppers are rehydrating, we're going to roast up some aromatics and also sear the beef in the same pot that we're going to be cooking the birria in. For the aromatics, we're using tomatoes, onions, ginger, and garlic. So roast about, a good amount of that. I think I've used about 8 to 10 Campari tomatoes and 1 whole onion, a 1/4 inch of ginger, and 8 minced garlic cloves. For the beef, after you're done searing it, just pour in a whole quart of beef stock to kill the heat and let that slowly come to a boil. Now we're going to make the actual birria sauce, which means adding all the aromatics you just roasted into the peppers that have been rehydrated and add about a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce, 1 tablespoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of basil, 2 teaspoons of coriander and cumin, salt and pepper to taste, about 1 teaspoon each. And for the remaining spices, we're adding 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of ground cloves. That's all that's needed for the birria sauce. Go ahead and give that a really good mix. Put it in a blender. Now you don't actually need to mix it if you had a big enough blender. I just did not, so I had to mix it and blended it in piecemeal. Add the sauce to the boiling beef stock. We will be slow cooking this beef on low heat and simmer for 5 hours total. While we are slow cooking the birria for 5 hours, we're going to be making the scallion pancakes. Start off by adding 2 to 3 cups of all-purpose flour into a bowl and add a corresponding amount of hot water into the bowl. So it'd be 1 cup of hot water for every 2 cups of flour. And just mix that hot water into the all-purpose flour. When the dough has become flaky, go ahead and press it together with your hands to get it into a rough ball shape. Work the dough for about 10 minutes and let the dough rest. While the dough is resting, we're going to be preparing the filling. We're going to cut a bundle of green onions, about a 1/4 cup of green onions or scallions. Just use the green parts. You can use the white parts, but I recommend not to. And we're gonna make the filling by adding about a tablespoon of flour, a tablespoon of coconut oil, and a teaspoon of Chinese 5 spice, and add in salt to taste. Go ahead and mix that filling up really well. Dissolve the flour and spices in the coconut oil and you'll get this slurry like paste. For the forming of the scallion pancake, we're going to work the dough for about another 10 minutes once it has properly rested for 20 minutes. And once you're done working the dough, we're going to roll out the dough into a rectangular shape and add on the filling. So go ahead and give the dough a good spray of olive oil or any cooking oil and roll out the dough into a rectangular shape like so. Make sure you get it long enough so that you can fold it into many layers. We're going to slap on the paste filling that we made and finally add the scallions. The paste is really just to hold the scallion and give it a little bit of flavor. Once you're done rolling the dough, we're going to flatten the pancake into a circular shape when you cut it into 3 parts. Roll that out with a rolling pin. You want the scallion pancake to be thick enough to hold some birria meat, but at the same time not so thick that it takes forever to cook through. So once you're done forming the scallion pancakes, it's time to shred the beef. You can shred the beef about 4 hours into the cooking process out of 5. When the beef is completely tender, you can pick at it and it'll fall apart. It is time to make the birria taco. Go ahead and add a spoonful of the top of the birria onto a saucepan. This is the oily part of the birria, and fry the scallion pancake for about 2 minutes on one side. When it's done frying, add another spoonful of the birria mixture from the top to the pan and flip it over. Fry that for an additional 1 minute before adding the shredded birria beef onto the scallion pancake. Finish it off by adding a handful of cheese. I used assorted Mexican cheese, and just fry it on both sides after you form the taco. God damn, that looks really good. And let me tell you, this Asian Mexican birria taco fusion was absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best, if not the best thing that I've ever made in my life. If you like this recipe video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a fantastic day.